Hello, hello, hello. Is it live? Let me double check here. Is the audio okay? Hello, hello, hello. Is it live? Oh, okay. I can hear myself. Okay, so welcome everyone. This is the second live that I'm making for this project, DearBook, and today I'm going to go through the changes that has been made into this new version that we launched recently, and yeah, of course, for the newcomers, the first time people coming to the project, I'll give you a bit of introduction of what this project is about, and give a bit of context of what's going on, what we are doing, and what are our plans for the future. So, for those who don't know me, I'm Rafael. I'm the creator of the project. I'm the developer, and this project is about creating children illustrated books using AI. We use a combination of LLM products. Oh, it's live. Oh, someone confirm it's live. Okay. We use a combination of LLM service like ChatGPT, OpenAI, to generate a story, and we use Config UI as our engine for generating the illustration for the book. What you see here is the second iteration of this website, the one that we soft launched a week ago. Actually, a week ago, I think, maybe 3 or 4 days ago. And yeah, so this is the new version, right? And my previous live was, about the technology behind it. I explained how it works, how I generated the images, what are the possibilities that I have at the moment and in the future. And yeah, so if you're interested about how the images are generated, you can go to the previous live that's live on the channel. You can go to the history and find it there. So this live I'm gonna focus about what it changed since the last version that most of people had been using. We had like a bunch of feedbacks, actually a lot of feedback, many positive feedbacks about people really like it. But could we have this? Could we have that? And yeah, and we are listening and and improving things as we see fit, right? Like as we think that the ideas are good. So one of the things that we added recently here was the ability to change models, like to change the art style. Like we had like our classic styles, which if you scroll here from website, this is live here, the live version, you can see like these cat ones. This style was very distinct. Like you could feel that everything here was came from, let's say, the same model, right? Like let's call it artist. Like it feels like it has the same line of the artist, right? Like the same person make all of this. And then yesterday we released a new version which is a bit more 3D like, right? Like this one was also kind of 2D, 3D, 2.5D, I would say, and but it was felt like an illustration, right? Like in this one feels more like a Disney cartoony animation, 3D animation, right? And then you can choose between them in here. The old one we are calling classic, and we have the new one called modern. It's this is the revamp of the website, right? So some functionalities remain the same. Like for example, you still can click on the book. We revamp some of the fonts. Oh, this book is in Portuguese. You see, it supports multiple languages. And let me see. I think this one here is English. Yeah, definitely is English. And then we have a audio playback. You see there is some details here now, like on the background. You see there's some illustrations, some patterns.
Hey kid. First, they reached a lively
I'm not sure if the video
street bustling with cars.
capture it, but
Safe.
yeah, it's the audio is playing. I'll pause that for now. You see, the story is in here. You can use your keyboard to navigate. You can use ask to close, copy link to share with your friends. You know, if you like this. We have some few improvements here on the UI itself as well. Like for example, now you can give a like on the video on the book, right? So we count as these hearts here. The newer one doesn't have much likes yet. But yeah, and also we count the view count as well, like how many people have seen these books, and yeah, and now we have like revamped the way the first version. The way you create a story, there was like a button to create. It would pop up. Like a input box, and you had like some options which before it was called advanced and simple. Now I kind of embedded them into this single prompt here. Feels like a bit like the ChatGPT prompt box, right? Prompt box where you can all the actions and everything that you can do is embedded into this box itself, right? So we have here the advanced option. Now is this icon here where you can manually type a title and a plot of your story, and the elements that you don't want to see on the book, like which will be given to the OpenAI and to Config UI to remove that or try it best. It's best to ignore these elements from the generation. And one of the important things that we have here now that we didn't have on the first version when we launched is the ability to log in. Like, this one is using wallet. Oh yeah, of course. I'm using the Phantom wallet here, a Web3 wallet, right? For login. It doesn't actually just support Phantom wallet. It supports any Solana wallet here. I think so. And a Google login, right? And you can also make account manually if you want. Like you can click sign up, and then you just use your email and password, and then it should allow you to create an account. So, and also creating stories now costs you credits, and then these credits is given to you when you sign up, and daily I refill all your credits. So with the credits that you get when you log in, it's enough to create, I think, 5 books, I think, maybe 5. That is depending, right? Like, because we also have other functions which are also demonstrated, which also cost a bit of credits. Like for example, if you enable audio, it's going to cost 8 credits, while if you know audio, it's going to be 5. And yeah, so let me log in here. So I will log in with username password, which is by default here. Okay, so once you log in, you get this sidebar which you can collapse, of course, and the important thing here is my books. Oh, what happened? I think my cook expired, or was I already logging for? Okay, let me log in again. My books. Okay. You go to my books, you can see all your generated books. So in this account that I'm logging have a lot of books, because this is the previous version of the website where people generate a lot of books, and since we didn't have like a login account, so there's no way I could find the original author of this, so I just associate them all to my account. So this account that I'm logging now is the owner of all the previous book. Like if any of this was yours before, you would like to claim them, just message me, and then I can transfer them to your account. But yeah, so since you can favorite books, so every book you favorite, it's gonna go into this tab here, favorites. and the books you have created, you see them in here. You have a few options here, like you can preview it, you can edit and share. So one of the thing that people complain, or pretty much notes on the first version, was that we could create a story, and at some pages there would be some morphing happening, like maybe a cat, the main character of the story was a cat, and then suddenly became a squirrel, for example. Things like that could happen, and this was the solution that we found that could help mitigate this problem, where you would be able to edit each page prompt and generate as many versions as you want. So for example, when I click edit, you see this panel here opens, where you have your book, your cover here, you have the title that was used to generate, which actually is what is written here, and you have the prompt. This prompt here is what was used to generate the image. So sometimes this prompt itself is generated by AI, right? So sometimes it loses the context, and it may think, oh, it's okay, it's about a giraffe. On page 1 says about talks about giraffe, 2 giraffe, 3 giraffe. On the page 4 it forgets that it's a giraffe, right? Like the AI happens, right, to the AI. And so if this ever happen, you can come here and manually tweak the prompt for that specific page, and then you are able to generate just that page. And here you see it costs 2 credits to generate. So whenever you generate a new page, it's gonna appear in here. So for example, this is a perfect example. So yesterday I had a bug where I was giving the wrong prompts to the Conf UI to generate the cover page, the backdrop page, which is this one here. You see that it has a different resolution or aspect ratio from the other ones. So you see this one a square, this one is a 2x3, I think, and this one is, I forgot, 3x2 maybe, and or 2x1, yeah, I forgot the aspect ratio of this one, but yeah, you see they are different, right? So this one I had a mistake yesterday, which it was causing to generate like always the same image, which was this girl here. But it's fixed. So so you see how I fix that? I just pretty much change the prompt here. I say, oh, the giraffe is at the center of the screen and it's looking very happy. I just change, give a bit more context to this, and click regenerate. So I can see here there are 2 images, and I can preview it as well. Like for example, if I do want this image, you can generate as many images as you want. And if I do want this image here, I could just click on that and preview here, and then you see the book is already using that image. Oh, but maybe I don't. I want the giraffe one. I can come here. You see it's the giraffe now. Yeah, and here it also shows you the prompts that you use to generate this image. If you use the advanced option with title, negative, and positive prompts, it will also show in here. If at the beginning you generate this book without audio, you can also click here to add narration, which will enable pretty much generate the audio for this book here. Yeah, and then you come back. We are and then we can come back here. I think right now it's the only thing I'm just realizing here that's missing is the style that was used. I think somewhere I need to show how this book was generated with the modern style versus the classic style, or any other style that we have in the future, right? So there are some tweak I need to do to this UI here now. Okay. And yeah, and if I want to create a book, I also can create from this page. I click create here. It's gonna pretty much pop up that same the same prompt box, which is what is being used to generate prompts. You can type here, or if you don't know what to type or you're out of ideas, right? Especially like if you are just coming to the website, don't know what to write, there is this AI suggestions here that's they are random generated. So for example, the magic umbrella, you just click on that and then it just populates there with a sample. If you like, you can just click create. If you don't, you tweak it a little bit, or up to you. So for example, I would just create one here. Actually, I'm not gonna create more book on this account. Let me log in to my other account, because I want to keep them, because there will be things I'm gonna do in the future, like NFTs, things like that. So I want them to get associated to my account. Okay, so I log in with Gmail here. This is my email. Okay, so I go to my books. What? Something's wrong. It's logging out every time I log in for the first time. I think the second time it's fine. Maybe it's the session is being expired too quickly. Okay, my books. Okay, second time works. This one file is generating. Okay, let me see what I was going to do. Oh, it's generating a book, right? So I'll just click here on this example here. So this is a flying penguin. Flying penguin, blah, blah, blah. I don't want airplanes, I want robots in the sky, things like that. It's going to cost me 5 credits. You see here, in this account I have 33 credits. And I'm going to generate. It's going to cost me some. Oh, it's generating. Yeah, so I need to wait to generate, then it will cut my credits. Okay, or if it fails, then it will not. Okay, so I showed to you the function that we have, which is you can view the book, you can share, you can click share here, it just copies to the clipboard, you can, which it copies that link, right, that you can share with anyone. You can edit, right, which pretty much you give the prompts for each page, for each page. If you don't like, for example, this book here is about a dragon, and sometimes there is a Spider-Man here. Oh yeah, because it's in Portuguese, it's written here. Oh, it's a giant spider, but maybe this model is leading towards like superheroes, right? So what is a giant spider? Okay, somehow it puts the Spider-Man there. But yeah, but that would be the perfect case where I would say, oh, it's not the Spider-Man. I would try to change this prompt here to be more specific towards what I want, right? And so on. Yeah. So it's generating. So here it will show the prompt, right? Oh, look, this is some information: the title, the plot, the unwanted elements. If I enable audio, yes or no, and it created that, like the day I created, it's generating. And if I just stay on this page, when it's finished generating, it will just pop up here, say, oh, it's done. But it doesn't matter. It can go away. It can come back here, and it should be fine. And then the book will automatically go to the home page once it's generated. I may create in the future some sort of a toggle to set the book either private or public, so you can choose, right? Or maybe also have some way here to add some feature books, for example, the good ones, because there has been some members on Telegram that has been, especially our mods, they have been writing some books, creating some books, right, with very targeted to some influencers, some themes, and turn up to be very good. So we could feature that in here, so it get more likes as well. We could have some. I will also add some in the future, like some controls for sorting, like if maybe seeing the book with the most with the most views, something like that, like basic stuff. I may be adding here in the future. So here we also have the options to log out, right, after logging, and this is the version that's live right now. But I have another version here, which is on my local, where I'm doing some adjustments, right? So for example, one of the adjustments that I'm doing right now, like for example, on the credits here, you will be able to get more credits, right? I'm still not, we still haven't defined yet how much credits you get every day or what's the cooldown period where you get the credits renew. This is still just just some fake data that I put for now while I'm designing it. But pretty much whenever you click on your credits, you see here, and then if you want to get more, some pricing appears where you're gonna have the plans, right? And this is gonna be paid with DearBooks itself, the token itself. I have, as I mentioned, if you follow the Telegram group, I have already figured that out, how the whole code for that it's done. It's actually quite fun working with Solana and the SDK. which is a Rust, right? Like the native language of this blockchain. I kind of feel like it's very very nice to work. They really thought about many. They made their SDK very ergonomic. Like it feels very good to use. So it wasn't hard to figure that out, how to send a token from. This is called SPL token, right? Send a SPL token to sign a message and then have the Phantom wallet to do the signing of it and send back to backend where I can validate and then make the transfer. I have a account here already. There's already some tests that I have made zone chain already using some test wallets to prove the proof of concept. So that part is already ready. So it's just a matter of me finishing up the details, like the UI. When I click here, I have to log in with the wallet or select the wallet, things like that. And once this is done, I think then we are gonna be close to have a treasured wallet where any credits you buy with DearBook goes to that treasured wallet. Now, which we're gonna make use that to pay for server costs, do whatever. We're gonna be thinking what we're gonna do with that. Another thing that I'm working on right now, or is about to release, is the roadmap where at the V1 version we create this roadmap where we pretty much specified what were our plans, right, for the version 2, like what we are going to do, what are we going to change, where we are going to improve. And as you can see here, we have delivered pretty much everything that we said, and much early, because we were like, if you whatever this roadmap that you see here right now is this actually same text as that was live a week ago, and I still have not republished this online, because once I remade this website, actually I changed everything. I changed the framework, I changed the infrastructure, the backend code was kind of rewriting in the most parts of it, because the first version, for those who don't know, it was I created this project initially on a hackathon, right, which I submit to on a hackathon, and in a hackathon you have a time constraint, and also giving me my availability at the time, right, like I did not have time to properly do it as I would do if it was a client work, right? So it was just made enough to be able to submit to the hackathon, and that's what I did, and won the hackathon, by the way. And then once I launched it, I made a few tweaks here and there to launch it as a token, but it was pretty much like 90% of the code that I submit to the hackathon. So that was fine at the time, right? But I started noticing things like performance issue on the server. I started seeing like, there's many things that we want to do, but we are not able to because the code, is done in this specific way and so on. So for this V2, I think one of the biggest things that I have done, which you kind of if you're not a developer, you may not understand that, but it was completely rewriting of the technology stack that is being used, right? So I moved away from Vue.js in the whole. There was pretty much a single file with everything inside. It was pretty messy, the version 1, and I moved from that. Now I'm using React. I had way too many controllers on the backend where I was not even using some of them. Some was very messy. I didn't follow the same conventions and patterns that I do when I work for client projects, for example, or with a team essentially, right? I didn't do that because of hackathon. I need to deliver as fast as possible. So in this version, I have completely rewrote pretty much all that thing. Unit tests, pretty much heavily everything. At the first version, we had people, or not people, I actually don't know who, but hackers, let's say, DDoSing the website, and the website would easily go down at the time. This time, I had the same happening as well, like maybe even the same guy, but it didn't go down, as easily. Like it didn't. Of course, we increased the response time, but it didn't make the website completely offline. So it's working much better now, and it's also have made a lot of automation. So we are able to quickly deploy changes, make some experiments. I have two environments, one for dev, another for production, right? So I can test things out on one environment before landing on production, right? So all the good stuff, I would say the normal stuff that any developer would be doing in a serious project, right? Would be doing. Now it's being done on the V2, right? So at this page here, had our initial plan, which, for example, we had here, like for example, let me see. For example, in starting February, you see the word here, starting 3rd of February, we would try to soft launch the V2, which would be my accounts, create a book, edit a book, right? Which was in February. Now it's not even February, and we had already launched like, I think it was a week ago. I can't remember exactly the date, but yeah. So we launch much early, and all that functions there. It's very much that we listed here is already live. And by the way, my book that I create about the penguin, flying penguin, is done. Yeah, so you see, it's great. This page now has a penguin there. This I think shouldn't have a girl. I know I need to read the story that the AI created here, but I think it should not have a girl. But I will fix that by tweaking this prompt here to my liking, to make it or maybe I don't even need to tweak it. I can just click regenerate here, and it will try again to generate a new version of this image. Maybe this next time it will give more importance to the word penguin here instead of fairy, right? Because fairy, I think on the memory of this AI, fairy may more be associated with a girl, right, instead of a penguin. So I need to be more specific. Help essentially the AI here. But anyway, you see it's generated. Okay, and back to here. So you see that the roadmap is in here, but I'm gonna make some tweaks on it, and the major thing that's missing, or actually not missing, but is still on the way out, is the pay with DearBook, as you saw here. Oh, I clicked a wrong place. As you saw here, get more DearBooks. It's gonna be this screen here, which is already under work, right? Like we are gonna ship this at some point, and the NFTs, which is also mentioned here, and a blog as well. Like we're thinking about creating blog pages, talking more about the project to generate more traffic to the website, organic Google, this kind of traffic, so we may have more eyes on the project. And let me see. Okay, yeah. So this page is not live, but it's gonna be live this week. This week is already. Today is Sunday. Okay. Yeah. By maybe 2-3 days, or maybe 2 days, it's gonna be live. Yeah. And what else? Oh, and you saw that on the homepage here I have these styles, right? But I also have been playing with other styles as well. Have another workflow here that I have been trying to create more versions, right? Like to make it more interesting, right? Let's say. So I have this is not the final version by any means. It's just some of the thing that I have been playing with recently. So yeah, if I do something that I think, this one looks nice and it's consistent throughout the generation, we have the same look, so I may add another version of it on the website, another style there, right? So I have this one, which is kind of a turtle. I have this is very similar to what we have currently on the new version. It's kind of a 3D version of it. For this I use the same prompt for all of them, so you see they may look different, but the idea here is the same. It's a turtle, some dragonfly, flying around, yeah, and butterflies. So yeah, so you see this style. This one kind of didn't like it much, but just experimenting. This one is a bit more, it's still 3D, but a bit more illustration like. This one, watercolor. I like that the background is white, pure white. So I'm thinking, trying to imagine like how the other pages might look like. But I think it's always try to keep this page as white. Maybe might make it easier to print. Yeah, and the possibilities here are infinity. But this is just something that I have been playing with when I was making this new style here. And let me think what else. Oh yeah, and if anyone join, or if you are seeing this for the first time, you're just discovering this project for the first time, please join our Telegram. We are very active there, and you can submit any question, you can ask us. I'm there. There are also many mods in there where you could also answer questions whenever I'm offline due to time zone. Right, like for example now it's night here already, but whatever time you send a message, is either me or some of the mods gonna answer you. If it's a suggestion, if it's an issue, whatever it is, send a message to us. We are always there. Yeah, if you want to have an idea, right, send to us. We always listening. We are writing them down, and we're gonna incorporate on the project. And let me see, did you forget something? Anything? No, I think that is it. Yeah, so if you guys interested into the project, yeah, let's keep building this together, and let's make it. I think what was that one, like the Gigo Academy from CZ, right? Like is the closest one, and I think from the people that I heard that have been using that, right, trying it out and trying DearBook, they think the DearBook is way more fun to use than theirs platform, and and with a bit of time and a cool community behind it, right? Like we're gonna probably be able to make a much better product, right? Like we can keep building, keep adding features, keep improving, making the future a cool, nice product, right? That can be used by parents, right? I think because if like I use this with my daughter, right? My son is too young yet to be able to understand any, like just 1 year old, so it's not able to understand things yet, but my daughter can understand it, and yeah, and she's very like it, and not just that, but trying to bring the literacy for people around the world that doesn't have ways of buying books, or this one would be a way of people getting educated essentially, right? Yeah, so I think I will leave it here now, and if there is anything, remember to go to our Telegram. Okay, thank you, and till next time.